I'm not.
You only get one shot.
So Minions: The Rise of Gru is both a sequel to the first Minions movie as well as a prequel to the Despicable Me trilogy. And going into this movie, I was not very excited for it, considering the fact that I think the first Minions movie is pretty terrible. I do enjoy the other Despicable Me films, particularly the first one. I think that one's a lot of fun, so I was kind of hoping that it was going to lean more towards Despicable Me than it was going to lean towards Minions. And I'm proud to say that it does. This movie is by no means perfect. It's by no means a great film, but is a significant improvement upon the first Minions movie. For one thing, this film actually has a decent amount of good humor in it that I found surprisingly funny. There is not good humor throughout. There are still some things that I didn't like, but overall there are some really good moments, and I thought they were quite funny. Now, ultimately, this movie works the best when it focuses specifically on the Minions and Gru and the relationship between the two of them. Those are some of the best parts of the film. Miniature Gru, they call him Mini Boss in the film, is actually super great. He still is that Gru that you love. It kind of is this younger version of him, and you see how he grows in, or why he grows into the thing that he becomes in the Despicable Me films. It's really great to see that. He's always a lot of fun. He actually has quite a bit to do in the film. The Minions are fun when they're alone. My issue with the film has to do with the fact of the villains and kind of the bad guys that he's going up against. It's bad guys going up against bad guys because Gru himself is a villain as well, but I didn't particularly love them. I didn't think that they were all that interesting. Now, they're designed in a way to be very memorable and very fun for kids. And I will say that this is, for the most part, still a kids movie. It does have moments that adults and teenagers and whatnot can enjoy, but for the most part, this is for children. And I think children are going to love this movie. I mean, it is designed in a way that it is very pleasing to them. I like to refer to these type of films as very chaotic. There's just stuff that happens that's weird or crazy or doesn't make sense or just happens because it's flashy and it's cool, and kids are going to love that. But for me, I didn't find myself particularly enjoying it all that much. That goes along with the villains. I thought that they were all designed in a way to be interesting to kids, but I think they were interesting. I didn't like the way that they looked. I just didn't love it all that much. Both the good guy side ones and the bad guy side villains I just didn't care for. So the big thing is, this movie, when it focuses on Gru, when it focuses on the Minions, when it focuses on their relationship together and the humor between the two of them, this movie is great. And the scenes that it just sees the Minions wreaking havoc on their own, those scenes are great. It's whenever they get tied in with these other characters, the new characters of this film, that's when I start to have a little bit of issues with this one. It's not that those moments are absolutely terrible in and of themselves. There still are funny moments in them, but overall I just didn't like them as much as I liked the parts that were smaller with just the Minions and with just Gru. So overall, this movie definitely is one that I would recommend checking out, particularly if you have kids. If you have kids, check it out. If you don't have kids and you have the time, you might find some enjoyment in it, but you also may not like it at all. So it's not something that I recommend really for the whole family. But for kids, it will be very, very fun. And because it is such a significant improvement on the predecessor, I'm going to be a little nice. I was thinking a C for this one, but I'm actually going to go ahead and give it a C+. As I've thought about it a little bit more, I've been a lot more pleased with it, considering the fact that it was so much better than the first film. Now, on the cleanliness side of things, this film is just about perfect, as it should be, considering that it is a film that is aiming towards kids as their main audience. So it's definitely one that you don't want to have a lot of things included within, and it doesn't. Really, the only thing in this film that you may want to look out for, and it's really not even anything significant, is the fact that there is action in the movie. It's your cartoon action. It's goofy, it's flashy, it's fun. It's not like violent and gory or anything like that. It's just your fun cartoon action like you get in all the other Despicable Me films, like you get in a bunch of other cartoon animated films that kids enjoy. It's just fun. It's just meant to be enjoyable to the kids. There's really nothing bad in it other than that. There's no swearing, there's no alcohol or anything like that. It is completely clean. just your little bit of cartoon action and violence. And for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and give this one an A on the cleanliness rating. Definitely one that anybody of any age can watch. Doesn't mean that anyone of every age is going to enjoy it, as I mentioned in that first section. This is an okay film overall as far as the story and everything goes, but when it comes to whether or not you should be worried about your kids or anyone seeing it, definitely not. This is one you can let them go and see with their friends. This is one you can go see with the family. It'll be fun, it'll be clean for everybody, and so it's definitely one that I recommend for that.
Teach nous Kung Fu pour Smoochy Smoochy.
I will teach.
Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts on Minions: The Rise of Gru. I didn't particularly love it, but I did think it was better than the first one, and I liked the fact that I've seen improvement in the franchise there. But have you guys had the opportunity to see it? If you have, let me know in the comments what you thought of it. Be sure to look forward to a Thor: Love and Thunder review coming in a couple days, and I will see you all in the next one.